Happy New Year, beautiful people. So I just wanted to drop in to say I hope you guys are gonna have an amazing 2020. Just came out of the gym. I hope you all are making the most out of this brand new year. I really hope you guys feel inspired from all the lessons you've learned from 2019. I know I have, that's for sure. And so I was meditating earlier, guys, and a really cool thought came to me, and I wanted to share this concept with you all that I feel is really important going into the brand new year. I actually want to include this in this video because I think it's necessary. What I want to say first and foremost is that I have no resolutions for this year, okay? I absolutely, positively have no resolutions. I've learned my lesson. I think that the approach that maybe somebody else out here could use, but the approach that I'm using this year is to just go with the flow and actually apply myself. Instead of trying to have myself hang on to deadlines and goals and rigorous, tough things, I'm choosing this year, 2020, and this brand new decade, okay, we're in a whole new decade now, which is even better. I am personally using this time and this year and this month and every single day, right, to look at it from a different perspective. Because here's the thing, guys, goals and relationship, wants and needs and all these things that we have going on in our lives, personally, my perspective on it from 2019 has changed, and my perspective now is that those things are not going to get easier, okay? Some goals that we have are very big. Some goals that we want to achieve are not the ordinary, small goals. Some people have these grandiose goals or these grandiose ideas of relationships and the whatnot, and they get caught up in that, like I know there's a statistic that claims that most people by not even the third month of the year, if they made a resolution, they give up. If they made a resolution, they give up, and that's it. The rest of the year is like the previous year. Why? Because they put pressure on themselves. So I just want to share that little tip with you all, which is I'm not going to put a burdensome type of pressure on myself to do anything this year. All I'm going to do is live and enjoy and apply myself, which means discipline, okay? It comes from just being disciplined, okay? And not needing to, beat yourself over the head. So with that said, that's just what I want to share with you all before I talk about the title, which is relationships, okay? So I was meditating earlier and something really beautiful came to me. And what came to me, guys, that I want to share with you all, and I hope it helps somebody out here, which is, are our relationships, our connections in our life making us feel free to express joy, to express happiness, to express gratefulness, bliss, right? I think it's important for us moving into 2020 to take a good look at that, okay? And to see what are we entertaining? What kind of relationships and connections do we have? Because I could tell you this, if you're somebody out here who has very big goals or wants to achieve a whole lot this year, I can tell you firsthand that in order for you to achieve, if not all your goals, all your aspirations, make a leap, take a leap of faith, get rid of kick an old habit, kick an old addiction, have basically a better life, you have to, when it comes to relationships, we all need the freedom, right? We all do need the freedom to be able to express our needs, to express ourselves. And I personally looked at my life and looked at how my relationships were in the past, and whether it was with relatives or friends or ex-partners, I looked back at my own relationships from 2019, right? And I said to myself, like, the problem was there was no freedom. There was no space. There was a lot of resistance, a lot of tension, and I think it goes across the board. I think in reality, what we all struggle with is a resistance. The resistance to let go, the resistance to accept what we are, who the other person is, and work with what we got. So my perspective, I think, on forming relationships, achieving goals, having a great year, because everybody's on this huge high, which I love. Everybody is on this huge high of 2020. Yeah, 2020 is my year. 2020 this, 2020 that. But the sad reality is a lot of people are not going to achieve the 2020 they want to achieve because there's resistance, and the connections and the relationships that we are as individuals are holding in our lives are not giving us the space to breathe, to expand. Do you see what I'm saying? Because some people, you'll be surprised, like if the problem's not you, look at your circle, look at your environment, right? That's what I'm saying. So me personally, what I was saying to myself was, okay, well, I'm going to bring this energy of going with the flow into, new relationships and new friendships that I formed this year, maybe even business partnerships. I'm going to incorporate this energy of flow and accepting what is, but at the same time, I'm going to make sure and watch carefully with awareness and presence that this connection, any person that I come in contact with in my life is going to give me that awareness and that peace to expand, to be a better person, to reach for my goals. Because the reality is, in society, a lot of us don't do that, right? A lot of us, I tell you, I hate to bring social media into this because I'm going to do a different video on social media at a different later date. But what I can tell you is one of the things I noticed before 2020 came about, okay, and 2019 disappeared, what I realized was a lot of people were talking about getting rid of people, getting rid of connections, throwing people away or something, like they're disposable. Because you know why? Because we were nurturing connections for that whole decade and that whole year that were not conducive and helpful to us. And a part of loving ourselves, I want someone to really understand this, a part of loving ourselves is entertaining people, friendships, relatives, co-workers who allow us to be joyful, who allow us to be happy. And quite frankly, anybody who's in your tight circle who's not allowing you to be the best version of yourself is a hindrance, okay? Is basically baggage that you're tucking around your shoulder, right, for the whole rest of the year. And that's how I felt. I'm telling you guys, even when it comes to family, there is some people in our lives that if you look at the people that you've talked to, that you've helped, that you've stuck up with their BS, you'll realize that those people were holding you back. They were holding you back. They're making you feel inadequate. They're making you feel sad. They're making you feel lower vibrational, right? So I think one of the key things that I want to share with you all as I think a gift to us all, because through awareness I got this information. It really helped me. I think when I was meditating and I got this download, I was like, wow, this is so true. How many people on this planet really have true connections and true friends, real friends who allow you to be the best version of yourself? And so my friends, I think going to 2020, this is what we have to be mindful of. Not just ourselves, not just our environment, not just our daily habits and our flaws and all these things. We're only human. So I'm also bringing in this energy of 2020 as, being just easygoing. I think last year, I can only speak for myself, guys, but for me, I think last year I was like way too serious. I felt like I was in a box, and like this year, I'm like, I can honestly say I've retrained my mind to think differently. And so, there's a big plane above me. So, yeah, guys. So for sure, I've through meditation today, I think it really clicked for me, and I hope it clicks for you, which is only nurture and tend and really water the seeds of connections and people who are watering the seeds of you, okay? Really only pay, especially when it comes to, outside influences and people on the outside at work or this or that or this or that. Like, if it comes to a friendship or somebody, a love interest, or even your partner, maybe maybe some of you guys are going to get into a long-term relationship. Maybe you're going to get engaged. Maybe you're going to get married. Anything can happen. Make sure, right? I think we all need to make sure that we are actually watering seeds of friendship and potential partners, and a partner who wants to also water us back. Reciprocity. Is that how you say it? Reciprocity. Right. So that's what I realized. A lot of people going into 2020, we're talking about letting people go, letting toxic people go. And I think it's a good observation. I think it's a really, really good observation that a lot of us we're caught up in these vicious cycles of either friendships or exes or whatever, that we're not even sowing into us, weren't even watering us, weren't even encouraging us, weren't even, wanting us to be the best version of ourselves. And my friends, I know it sounds quite cliche and maybe a little bit harsh, but the truth is, if we don't have people in our tight circle who are not nurturing us, what do we have? What do we have? And so, I can only speak for myself as well. One of the things that I am going to be paying attention to is making sure that people that I come in contact with, in my everyday life or friends or whatever, are on my same wavelength, are vibing how I'm vibing, want positivity, wanna push, wanna challenge, the analogy I kind of want to say is like when you go to the gym, right? When you go to the gym and you see people of all different shapes and sizes and colors, and everyone's there working out, everyone's there, busting their butt or maybe taking it easy, but we're all there for the same purpose. And so going into 2020, this new decade, guys, I want to encourage you all to connect with people who are on your wavelength, support your purpose, your goals, and make you a better person. Because in reality, having people in our circles or in our everyday life who don't support us, who really don't genuinely in their core support us, can't do anything for us, and we can't do anything for them. If you're friends with somebody who you really don't respect, it's like having a partner. It's like being in a relationship, but being in that relationship, you don't really respect that person. You're with them, but you don't respect them. Have you guys ever had that feeling where you're with somebody and you're friends with somebody, but you don't really respect them? Like when you leave them, you say, "Oh, this person, this is." See, that's not genuine. See, that's not being connected. That's not being in equal. I almost want to say equally yoked in a way. It's like putting up a front, trying to say, okay, I'm this person's friend, but in reality, you don't respect them. Or maybe you're dating somebody, and a certain the person you're dating has certain quirks and has certain ideologies that you don't agree with. But when every time you're with them, you want to act like you really are for them. But when you leave them and you walk away or you go home, you're like, oh, I don't want to see that person again. See, we got to stop doing that, because we're wasting our time. Because the divine will bring people in our life who see the good in us and we see the good in them. And that to me is the purest form of a true connection, is when this person can see you and you can see them, and you and this person are vibing, and you and this person are striving, and you and this person are achieving things. And so I just want to give you guys a little gemstone of that, because I for myself, I picked it up for myself, and I was like, that's one of the ingredients, right? That's one of the ingredients that I think that I got wrong for all those years. Was I was stuck in friendships, I was stuck in these love cycles that I knew weren't good for me. I knew weren't helping me, but for some reason I stayed, and that's the ego, that's pride, that's the mindset of lack of abundance. When you think that you don't have anything to look forward to, so you're going to cling on to this and cling on. And see, we have to let go of that as well. So this is a lot deeper than just find good people. It's like what you are What you are is what you attract, okay? So I just want to give you guys that little gemstone, and I really hope that we all find really good friends. And if you're looking for a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'm hoping and I'm wishing you all an amazing 2020, because I do feel such positivity in the air. I feel such positivity in the air, and I think that it starts with self-accountability. Taking ownership for what we have entertained and put up with. But in 2020, no more. In 2020, what doesn't serve us, what's not going to help us, we need to, it may be hard. Yes, it may be very hard. You think me going to the gym was easy? Oh my God, that packed gym, like that wasn't easy for me to just, get up and say, okay, I'm gonna bust my butt and sweat like a crazy person, but you know what, it's for my good. It may be hard, but it's for my highest and truest and best good. So I'm wishing you all an amazing week, an amazing year, an amazing month, and I really hope someone can get this message, man, because when I got it, I was like, that is a missing ingredient for me, I think. One of the missing ingredients is, clinging onto people and connections and ways of living with other people, relationships that don't serve me, and then wondering why I'm unhappy, and then wondering why I have nobody real in my circle, and you have to think about that. What have you entertained for those other years when you had to let go of people? Why did you have them in the first place? Why did you have them as your partner in the first place? After a couple dates, if that person was toxic, that person was jealous of you, let them go. Let them go. And some people, I'm telling you, it could even be love. It could even be romantic. There are some people in our lives who we date who are like enemies, don't want nothing good for us. And when you see that red flag and when you see the warning signs, get out of Dodge. Don't wait a whole year. Don't wait for 6 months to leave that person. Just leave. Just walk away. Love y'all. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.